Steel stairs can pose hazard if they are not designed, installed, and maintained properly. To reduce the risk of falls on stairs, these should be in safe condition and be of suitable design and dimension for their use. Stairs should be well lit, have handrails at an appropriate height that contrasts with the surroundings, have good slip-resistant properties, particularly at the leading edge, have clearly marked edges, and be free from trip hazards or obstacles. Handrails should be provided on both sides of the stairs and at an appropriate height to contrast with the surroundings, ensuring good slip resistance properties and clearly marked edges. Glass fragments on the field can pose a significant hazard, especially in areas where people are present. Fragments can cause injuries such as cuts and punctures. Broken glass and other sharps are a physical hazard, and broken glass also has the potential to be a health hazard if it's contaminated with toxic chemicals, blood, or infectious substances, which may enter the body through a cut or puncture. We should do a proper cleanup. When there is occasional glass breakage, collect the glass with a piece of cardboard, heavy paper, or dustpan and a brush, and never with bare hands. Smaller particles should be picked up with several thicknesses and wet paper towels when discarded.
Improper wiring can pose various hazards, including the risk of fire, electric shock, and damage to electrical equipment. Some of the common hazards associated with improper wiring are overloaded circuits, damaged insulation, wet condition, and electric shock and burns. To avoid this, they should install safety barriers and signs in areas with exposed electrical equipment. Install safety barriers and signs to warn nearby non-electrical workers of the hazard present. Avoid overloading circuits. Do not overload electrical circuits by using excessive power from outlets or extension cords. This can lead to overheating and electrical fires. Use qualified professionals. Electrical installations and repair should be carried out by qualified professionals with the necessary skills and experience to ensure safety. The presence of broken fence in a school can pose a hazard as it may compromise the security and safety of the student and staff. Fencing is an important feature for both security and aesthetic in educational environment, and it plays a crucial role in keeping students contained and safe during the school day. Perimeter fencing can eliminate the risk of learners accessing nearby roads and will also mitigate any opportunities for children to leave the school grounds unattended. The broken fence or wall in the school is a serious security concern that needs to be addressed. To enhance security, schools consider implementing various measures such as securing the perimeter, using CCTV, providing adequate security lighting, managing visitor access, ensuring data accessibility, and conducting thorough risk assessment. Additionally, adopting preventive measures like having a concrete boundary wall with multiple gates and deploying security alarms can further strengthen the security of the school.
Cracks in the building can pose various threats to humans depending on their severity and underlying causes. Potential threats include structural instability. Cracks may indicate weakened structural integrity, leading to the risk of collapse or failure, posing a direct threat to occupants. Water infiltration. Water can seep through cracks, causing moisture issues, mold growth, and compromising the building's foundation, which can impact indoor air quality and pose health risk. Electrical hazard. Cracks in the walls or ceiling can expose wiring, leading to the electrical hazards such as short circuit, shocks, or even fires. Material deterioration. Cracks may accelerate the deterioration of the building materials, affecting the overall safety and functionality of the structure. To prevent harm to humans due to cracks in buildings, consider the following preventive measures. Regular inspections. Conduct routine inspection to identify and address cracks promptly. Early detection can prevent the escalation of structural issues. Structural assessments. Engage structural engineers to assess the severity of cracks and recommend appropriate repairs or reinforcement to maintain the building's integrity. Waterproofing. Apply waterproofing solution to seal cracks and prevent water infiltration, reducing the risk of moisture-related problems and mold growth. Professional repairs. Hire qualified contractors to repair cracks using suitable materials, techniques. DIY repairs may not be sufficient for addressing structural issues. Electrical safety checks. If cracks is exposed wiring, consult with electrician to safely address the repair electrical hazards. Avoid makeshift solution that may compromise safety. Educate occupants. Raise awareness among buildings occupants about reporting cracks and the potential hazard promptly. Encourage a proactive approach to safety and make an emergency plan. Implementing a combination of these measures can significantly reduce the risk associated with crack in buildings, promptly safety for occupants, and minimizing the harm.
Hazards in ruined and linking roofs can pose various risks to your property and health. Some of the measures you can take to address these hazards includes identifying the cause of the leak. Locate the source of the leak and determine if it is due to poor roof construction, damaged plumbing vent boots, or other factors. Water damage. Water leaks can cause damage to the building fabric, ceilings, and walls, leading to stains, mold, and rot. Electrical and fire hazards. Water damage can affect electrical equipment and wiring, potentially causing electrical fires. Sleep and trip hazards. Wet floors and damaged ceilings can create sleep and trip hazards, increasing the risk of accidents. To mitigate these hazards, it is essential to address the issue promptly and work with a professional to repair the leaking roof. Some temporary measures you can take include using a trap to cover the damaged area and prevent further water infiltration, removing damaged materials and repairing the area with drywall and sandpaper.
A hazard tree is a tree that has a structural defect that makes it likely to fall in whole or in part. Falling trees are an ever-present hazard when traveling or camping in the forest. Yet, too often, we are unaware of the risks associated with defective trees. Trees are defective from age, fire, and disease. Common indicator of defect are cracks, weak branch unions, stem or branch decay, cankers, dead tree, top or branches, bark and wood boring beetles, root damage and root disease, lean and poor architecture. Probably the most visible of the tree hazard is a broken or hanging limb. Is a telltale sign that your tree is in fact a danger. However, limb damage isn't always so obvious. A professional tree inspector will look for splits or cracks to determine how severe the damage is. Dead or hanging branches. Dead or hanging branches are a common hazard and can be easily prevented with regular pruning. If pruning yourself, always use the proper techniques to avoid damaging the tree. Leaning. Trees naturally lean a little bit, but if your tree is leaning more than 15 degrees, it may be in danger of falling. This is often caused by an uneven root system or damage to the roots. If you suspect your tree is leaning too much, have it inspected by an arborist. Rot. Rot is caused by fungi that breaks down organic matter and can make your tree structurally weak. If you see mushrooms growing at the base of your tree or any other signs of rot, have an arborist inspect it as soon as possible. Cracks or splits. Cracks and splits in the trunk are usually caused by damage to the roots or heavy branches. This can make your tree more likely to fall, so it's vital to have them inspected and repaired by an arborist. Broken or damaged roots. Root damage can cause several problems, including leaning, cracking, and splits. If you suspect your tree has damaged root, have an arborist inspect it. What are the hazards that you might get upon the pond? First is unsupervised access to the pond, particularly by children. Second, the water has a drowning hazard. Third, water quality and associated health hazards such as leptospirosis and the effects of blue-green algae. Fourth, interaction of the water with features such as steep banks, silt, and overhanging branches. The prevention of slips, trips, and falls should be considered, and hygiene issues such as the small risk of Wells disease and other waterborne causes of ill health. The measures include trimming of pond margins, dewatering and desalting of old ponds, providing barriers to prevent casualties. What should we do to prevent casualties? Every pond and every school will be different. Therefore, overall guidance cannot be given, and this is why individual site-based risk assessments are required. However, in most circumstances, the following will apply. Access should be controlled and the pond effectively closed when not in use. This may be done with fencing or vegetative barriers, or for smaller ponds, steel, rigid mesh fixed over the top of the pond. Fencing should be 1.1 meters high with either 100 mm spaced vertical bars or steel mesh with an aperture of 25 mm times 25 mm. Pupils should be supervised. The ratio of adults to children should be such that each adult can easily supervise those they are responsible for. Edges that are open for access for pond dipping should be gently sloping or flat and well defined. Where access is not required or where the edge is steep, a protective barrier either in the form of marginal aquatic vegetation or fencing may be required. Clear signage should be used at the access points to the pond. For example, a sign stating no unaccompanied children, or if ice formed during the winter, danger, thin ice.
On my body, I'm an icon, man. I'm a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz.